Shadows of suspicion. In the early 1950s, America was gripped by a feverish paranoia known as the Red Scare, fueled by Senator Joseph McCarthy's relentless campaign against communism. The McCarthy-era, marked by the House Un-American Activities Committee, HUAC hearings, saw ordinary citizens, teachers, writers, factory workers, accused of subversion based on flimsy evidence or none at all. Blacklists ruined careers, neighbors turned on neighbors, and fear silenced free thought. In small towns like Willow Creek, Pennsylvania, where conformity was a shield, the mere whisper of communist could destroy a life. It was 1953, and the nation teetered between loyalty and betrayal, truth and terror. In the autumn of that year, the air in Willow Creek carried a chill that went beyond the season. For Daniel Harper, a quiet school teacher with a love for books and a distrust of fervor, that chill threatened to swallow him whole. At 32, with wire-rimmed glasses and a worn tweed jacket smelling faintly of chalk dust, Daniel taught sixth-grade history at Willow Creek Middle School. His lessons on the Constitution, the Bill of Rights, and the sacrifices of the Founding Fathers were meant to spark young minds. But in 1953, sparking minds was dangerous, and teaching freedom could be mistaken for treason. It began with a letter slipped under his classroom door one October morning. The paper was plain, the words typed. "We know you've been to the meetings. Deny it, and we'll expose you. No signature, no specifics." Daniel's stomach churned. Meetings? He hadn't attended any, unless you counted parent-teacher conferences or the book club at the town library. But the specter of McCarthy's accusations loomed large. Just months earlier, the Rosenberg trial had gripped the nation, with Julius and Ethel Rosenberg executed as Soviet spies on shaky evidence. In nearby Pittsburgh, steelworkers had been hauled before HUAC for reading socialist pamphlets. Daniel remembered a lecture he'd attended in Philadelphia in 1949, where a speaker praised workers' rights and quoted Karl Marx. Not uncommon in academic circles then. Could someone have seen him there? Misinterpreted his presence? He burned the letter in his sink that night, watching the edges curl into ash. But the next day, another arrived in his mailbox. "We have names. Yours is one." His hands shook. Confronting the postman would only draw attention, so he went to the library, hoping routine would calm him. Mrs. Evelyn Carter, the librarian, greeted him with warmth. A widow in her 60s, Evelyn had seen the world change through the Great Depression, World War II, and now this new fear. She ran the book club Daniel attended, where they'd discussed The Grapes of Wrath in 1984.
"You look pale, Mr. Harper,"
she said, peering over her glasses.
"Everything all right?"
"Just tired,"
he lied. He couldn't tell her about the letters. Trust was a casualty of the era. As the Hollywood 10, screenwriters and directors jailed for refusing to testify, had learned the hard way. That week, the school principal, Mr. Grayson, called Daniel into his office. Grayson, a burly man with a politician's grin, was eager to appease the school board, which had been rattled by HUAC's visit to a nearby factory.
"Daniel,"
he said,
"parents are concerned. They say you're teaching unorthodox ideas."
Daniel frowned.
"Unorthodox. I teach the curriculum. Valley Forge, the Declaration of Independence."
"Exactly,"
Grayson cut in.
You linger on freedom of speech, the First Amendment. Parents think it sounds subversive, like something Pete Seeger might sing about.
The folk singer had been blacklisted for his leftist leanings, his name now a warning.
It's the Constitution.
Daniel said, his voice tight.
Should I skip it?
Grayson waved a hand.
Tone it down. No need to stir up trouble like those professors at Penn State.
The university had fired faculty for refusing to sign loyalty oaths.
You're not political, are you?
No.
Daniel said too quickly. Grayson nodded, but his eyes lingered. That night, Daniel couldn't sleep. The letters, the parents, Grayson's questions, they echoed the fear that had jailed union leaders and silenced journalists. He thought of his students like Tommy Wheeler, who asked why the Revolutionary War was fought, or Sarah Klein, who wondered if laws could be unjust. How could he teach them to think when thinking could brand him a traitor? Another letter came Friday, tucked into his gradebook. Testify, or we ruin you. Daniel's heart pounded. Testify to HUAC? The committee, led by figures like Senator McCarthy and Congressman Richard Nixon, thrived on public confessions, demanding names of fellow travelers. Refusing could cost him his job, as it had countless others. Naming innocence was unthinkable. He needed advice. Evelyn, who'd lived through the internment of Japanese Americans during the war, might understand. The library was quiet when he arrived, the smell of old books a fleeting comfort. Evelyn was shelving novels, her gray bun bobbing.
Back so soon?
She said, smiling.
Evelyn,
He whispered.
I need to talk. Privately.
She led him to a back room where dusty archives sat in stacks. He told her about the letters, Grayson, the whispers. Evelyn's face grew grave.
This isn't new.
She said.
In 41, they locked up anyone who looked like the enemy. Now it's anyone who thinks. McCarthy's got the country seeing Reds in every shadow.
What do I do?
Daniel asked.
If I ignore the letters, they'll accuse me publicly, like they did to Dalton Trumbo. If I testify, I'm admitting guilt I don't have.
Find out who's behind it.
Evelyn said.
Someone's targeting you. A parent, a colleague, maybe a jealous neighbor.
Daniel spent the next week watching everyone. Mrs. Hargrove, Tommy's mother, whispered to parents after drop-off. Her husband worked at the factory where HUAC had interrogated workers. Could she be the one? Or Grayson, currying favor with the board? Even the kids seemed different. Tommy avoided his gaze, and Sarah stopped asking questions. Another letter arrived. Monday. HUAC hearing. Name names or you're done. Monday was 3 days away. Daniel's stomach knotted. Running would scream guilt, as it had for those who fled to Mexico during the blacklist years. Fighting meant finding his accuser. On Saturday, Evelyn showed him a newspaper. HUAC was coming to Willow Creek, fresh off hearings that had ruined a local minister for reading Lenin in college.
Others are getting letters,
She said.
The grocer, the pharmacist, someone's stirring the pot.
Who?
Daniel pressed.
I don't know,
She said.
but it's not about communism. It's power, like when they blacklisted Lillian Hellman for her plays.
Sunday at church, the preacher railed about loyalty, citing McCarthy's list of 205 communists in the State Department, a claim never proven but widely feared. Mrs. Hargrove stared at Daniel from the front pew. After the service, she approached.
Mr. Harper,
She said,
Tommy says you teach him to question authority.
I teach him to think.
Daniel replied.
Be careful.
She said,
People are watching.
Her words echoed J. Edgar Hoover's FBI, ever vigilant for subversives. Monday morning, Daniel faced his class, heart pounding. The hearing loomed. Tommy raised his hand.
Mr. Harper, why do people lie about others?
Daniel hesitated. Was Tommy probing?
Sometimes,
He said.
people lie because they're scared. Like during the Palmer raids when fear of communists led to arrests without proof.
Sarah's hand shot up.
What if someone's lying about you?
Before he could answer, Grayson entered with two men in suits.
Mr. Harper,
He said.
these are HUAC agents. They need a word.
In the principal's office, Agent Carver, with a thin mustache, spoke coldly.
We have reports you're linked to communist activities.
That's a lie.
Daniel said.
We have letters, witnesses.
Carver said, echoing McCarthy's tactics.
Show me.
Daniel demanded.
Testify today.
Carver said.
Clear your name.
Daniel thought of Evelyn's words. Power. Someone wanted him broken, feeding HUAC's machine.
I'll testify,
He said.
but I won't lie.
The hearing was a spectacle. Cameras, crowds, stern faces. Daniel swore the oath, answered Carver's questions about the Philadelphia lecture, his books, his lessons. He named no one, refusing to fuel the blacklist that had destroyed lives like Charlie Chaplin's, exiled for his politics. Carver looked displeased, but the crowd was silent. Later, Evelyn heard the letters came from a local official angling for HUAC's favor. The accusations faded, but the scars remained. Daniel kept teaching, his students asking questions again, and in Willow Creek, the shadow of McCarthy's era began to lift, though its chill lingered. Blacklist. A list of people banned or punished for their beliefs or actions. He was afraid his name would end up on a blacklist for reading banned books. Conformity. Acting or thinking the same as others to fit in. She felt pressured by conformity to agree with the group's opinion. Fervor. Intense passion or enthusiasm. His fervor for justice made him speak out despite the risks. Paranoia. Extreme fear or suspicion of others. The town's paranoia led to neighbors spying on each other. Spectacle. A dramatic public display or event. The trial was a spectacle, with cameras flashing and crowds shouting. Subversive. Seeking to undermine or overthrow established systems. His ideas were called subversive because they challenged authority. Testified. To give evidence or a statement under oath. She was nervous to testify in court about what she saw. Unorthodox. Not following traditional or usual ways. His unorthodox teaching style made students think differently.